Beals here with no nonsense, cause you can't make sense if you don't make sense. A pod with freestyle discussion, poetry and social deconstruction.
Alright, this is Big Burn on the No Nonsense Podcast.
Big Beals.
With my co-host, what he just said, and this is Big Burn. On Halloween, October 31st, 2014, episode 11. Let's start you off with a poem as we usually do. Mr. Sun, you're so radiant and gargantuan, mostly hydrogen and helium with a 10 billion year lifespan. Mr. Sun, you're 330,000 times the mass of Earth and too hot to touch. But in the grand scope of the universe, you're an ant just like us. Mr. Sun, you support all life here on Earth, and for that I'm grateful. But even you will succumb to the inevitability of death, oh so painful. It feels pretty good to know everything and everyone you've ever loved will die, and the memories of you will be lost into the void of space for nobody to find. If God does exist, it's pretty cruel of him to not let us know what the deal is. Guess I'll just sit here, hoping there's more to life than a 9 to 5 and white cheddar Cheez-Its. Hope you enjoyed that piece. Now, Beals, our aging sun will slowly warm over its lifetime. Within about 5 billion years, the sun will exhaust its nuclear fuel and blow into a red giant star that may engulf our planet. In a study recently released by the International Journal of Astrobiology, it's estimated that in only 2.8 billion years, the temperature on Earth will be so hot that human life as we know it will be extinct and that only microbes could survive at that point. So, Beals, I have several questions for you. 1. Do you think something else will end mankind before the sun dies out? And if you do, what do you think it will be? And if you don't, do you think that humans will be able to travel to a habitable exoplanet before our Earth is destroyed by the sun's impending doom? A topic that Christopher Nolan's new film Interstellar covers. Obviously I haven't seen it yet, but if the characters succeed in the movie, do you think that means humanity will eventually succeed in this task and that life will imitate art to save humanity?
Well, Burn there. I see. I do think that humans will not end themselves before the sun comes around. Because I think that we've got something called inner power inside of all of us. And through the works of God, I think that we'll be able to put power through any adversities. And actually, I believe what is a fallacy that the sun will explode or become so hot that microbes will be the only thing living on Earth. I do think, Bitburn, that's a fallacy, and I don't think it's a proven fact, and I don't think that I didn't see it anywhere in the Bible. So as far as I know, I don't think it's anything that's real to really be talking about.
All right, so you think that the sun's not going to blow up. So what do you think?
It was never stated in the Bible.
Do you think that mankind will exist forever on this planet?
Well, I think that as long as we're around, we'll be kicking it. But you know, the last day of judgment is maybe that's what the metaphors scientists are trying to use against the sun, saying the sun's going to blow up. I think that what they're trying to really say, that's just a metaphor for the day of reckoning of the Lord's final judgment.
So you subscribe to the platitude that God works in mysterious ways?
Absolutely, God works in mysterious ways. There's a lot of things that are going on in the world we can't explain, and the damn scientists out there are trying to explain that. When you don't know what it is, so when you don't know, you got to tell them God did it. Because if it wasn't in the Bible, then you don't want to try to explain nothing.
Do you subscribe to the theory that Patrick Ewing wrote the Bible?
Patrick Ewing is obviously a phenomenal American athlete, and I believe that his skills transcend time, and I really think that he was one of the poster childs of the modern era.
So that's a no, he did not write the Bible.
I would argue that he was one of the best artists of our modern age.
I agree too. I mean, some say that he was going to be the lead singer of Vampire Weekend, but then he got fired by Grizzly Bears guitar player.
Yeah, there was what we call cross-band interaction, where one band's trying to get hire a singer for themselves, but another band goes ahead and takes the initiative and fires them off, and that's what happened there, Bill.
Have you ever ventured into Christian rock or Christian rap?
I
Or
am.
a hybrid of either one.
I'm actually more in the Christian metal scene. It's the Christian death metal, and it's rather morbid, but you know what? In the end, it's got good moral.
What is a typical song about in this genre? Death metal, like what kind of death?
Well, we have the death of Lazarus, we have the death of Jesus, and then the stonings of all the other said people in the Bible. There's also when David beats Goliath. We have a couple songs about that. And then there's also a small little bit in the Bible that people don't really know. Didn't know it actually got taken out back in the Middle Ages. And it's a scene where Jesus actually straps on another appendage to his body and continues to perform acts I will not describe in full detail to a fellow parishioner of his, and it's rather detailed in the Bible, and we have a couple songs dedicated to that.
No, that's pretty insane. Now, I went down to a parish one time where they had a couple speed signs out in front of the parish saying, "Don't go too fast," and then I slowed down and it was all good. But in the meantime, when that was happening, there was a wormhole that came through the parish outside into a whole nother state and multiplied by 700 doubloons. So I don't really know how I got there or where I ended up, but I know now I'm good inside a double bicentennial era.
Right, and you know what? I think if you would have went too fast, you would have ran into a cycum slice. So good thing you didn't run into one of those. But yeah, what you did go through is a wormhole, and that is confirmed. And that was also on the missing chapter of the Bible. I'm actually currently working on a new chapter of the Bible that's been missing, that I'm writing, that will actually tell you about the future of the United States of America and how Dr. Pepper will actually be the largest country in the world by the year 2017.
Does Dr. Pepper believe in Neptune?
Dr. Pepper actually is not something that would believe in Neptune, because Neptune is a silly idea. Not only the Grecian god, but also... well, I guess actually that would be the Roman god there, Neptune. Excuse me. But the idea that there's a bowl of gas that's just floating out in interstellar space is quite absurd, if you don't mind me saying. Obviously, the whole universe is contained right here on this planet.
The sun, that's it.
I believe that the sun is contained on the earth, and the sun is the dead body of our Lord Jesus Christ up in the sky, keeping us all warm, showing us that sunshine. He needs to get a little rest too, so he goes to sleep every night.
That's pretty crazy, dear Christian Beals. So, do you think God condones? You think God condones air hockey?
I think that air hockey is a figment of your imagination. I think that it's abhorrent, and I think it's actually one of the things that leads to hell. I think it's a sinful act where it induces a thing we call competition between two individuals, and competition in all of its forms is a gateway to hell. And I think that anybody that performs acts involving a air hockey table will probably end up themselves inside the deepest pits of hell.
Do you think that's because some people are arguing that air hockey is an allegory for vagina punching?
I think you might be spot on there, Bill. But what I really was trying to get at is the fact that air hockey...
Your body's a temple.
Well, absolutely.
You never want to hurt your body.
No, and that's why I don't...
No drugs.
No showers. You don't... No soap. You don't want to harm the body.
Don't shave.
Nothing touches the body. Nothing but just your loincloth. That's the only thing that can touch your body. Anything that does come into contact with your body, unless it is a blessing from our Holy Lord, is all a gateway to hell.
Are you married?
Of course I'm married.
Have you ever had sex with your wife?
That is a subject I really wish we would not get into, because my wife and... What happens between my wife and I it's not your business, is all I'm saying.
Oh, I don't want to get too private here.
Maybe I try and she doesn't want to. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe sometimes I don't know if I even like her. Maybe I don't like women at all. Maybe what I don't know. Maybe you should just mind your own business, Ben.
Maybe she wants to go to the zoo and you've never taken her there. And she's holding that resentment for 20 plus years and she's ready to fornicate with another man.
Well, if that's the way she wants to
sleep with God, you know. She needs a foul.
Actually, you can sleep with God, okay? It's called intermarital love with Jesus, and it's a way that I think people need to kind of embrace a little bit more.
So have you been embracing that to fill the void?
I think that I don't need to do that because when I look up into the sun that will last forever and ever, I know that what I'm receiving is all of God's love.
Are you a fan of lawn care?
I abhor lawn care because I think the grass should grow naturally, just like Jesus said.
I guess you wouldn't go through a
in
midlife
Leviticus.
crisis. You've never been through a midlife crisis, so you don't give a shit about your.
No, I'm not worried about anything.
Secure in your
I'm
beliefs.
secure. I'm totally secure in my beliefs, and I know my wife loves me, and I go home and we fornicate all the time. Whatever.
Well, then you just lied to me there, Christian Beals.
Shh. Well, I don't know what that means.
Beals, I would like for you to leave us a little poem today.
Mm-hmm. The Lord's love is never ending, just like the glorious sun. Today and every day, we look outside and say, there it is, it weighs a ton. But in all reality, it's not a real object that's up in the sky. It's really God. It's really Jesus. Yes, you know that guy. He's out there, he's peering down at you at all times of the day, and he looks at you in all the beautiful, most disgusting, happy ways. So, anytime that you feel you need a little bit of that love, just look into the sky, and a rainbow will appear, and above it, flying high, will be a dove.
Thank you, Beals. That's the No Nonsense Podcast Halloween edition. Signing off.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Hope you got some insight and a few laughs. That's all for now, folks. Yes, goodbye. Till next time, as long as we don't die.